Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. As Derek mentioned before the break, Kindness Week is coming up. It starts this Friday, goes till the 22nd. And here to tell us about what they're doing for Kindness Week are Sonia Kincaid. She is from Sonia Kincaid Design. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we also have Lisa Goulet of Lisa Goulet Design. I wish I was Lois Lee of Lois Lee Design, but you know what?
Maybe one day. You're young still.
And you ladies are members of the TBBs, which is a wonderful group of women who are very talented. You do a lot of stuff with design, food, fashion, the works.
Yeah.
But you're focusing on this project. It's called the Extreme Makeover Kindness Edition, and you started it off, Sonia. So tell us about that. In 2011, how did you get started?
2011, I was actually brought in from the United Way. They were looking for someone to head it up as far as the designer goes, and it was supposed to be more of a small thing, just going in and sprucing up a space. But yeah, I don't. I don't spruce up really well. Yeah, so
big or go home.
Yeah, that's right, and it just went from there. It just went like wildfire. So it was a great year that year.
And who was that? Who was that recipient that year back?
That was the Good Companions. Sorry, yeah.
And I think we have some photos. We should bring up the photos because we have photos of the before from the Good Companions, before the Extreme Makeover. So we'll bring up the first photo here. And this is a sort of a look of what you guys went in and looked at. And what did you see, Sonia, when you walked into the room and you looked at the space?
Institution. Very institutional. That's what I thought for sure. It was cold, bland.
No
it
color.
Needed no color at all. Not very welcoming for sure.
And so I guess we have the after pictures in here too. Oh wow!
Holy!
Oh my goodness!
So you've changed a few things here.
That looks like someone's home.
We didn't even have a choice of what we were getting necessarily because it was the first year and we were desperately looking for donations. Everything's donated.
Really?
We have no money at all to work with.
Wow.
So we couldn't believe that in the end that everything worked.
Yeah, we got some beautiful pieces.
So Lisa, Sonia, how does this work? Walk us through it. So you came up with this idea. You pick an organization, or do they apply to
the
you?
The United Way actually presents me with people. The first 2 years they picked them, but this year they said I could pick, and they actually submitted. They were going to submit a few places to me, but I actually went to the very first one that they sent me. So the UVale Center.
And Lisa, did you get to, both you and Sonia, get to see, the reaction for the unveiling? What was it like?
Oh, it's very emotional.
I can
imagine. The reveal
imagine.
day is very emotional for everyone. It's very touching to see the people that are actually going to use the space and how it affects their life and puts a smile on their face. It's really thrilling. Yeah.
And so how did you come about choosing this year's recipient?
It was just the idea of it all. First of all, I love the ones that are with kids because I find that important. Now, they're not little kids this time, so they're 15 to 21, which is different than last year. Last year, they were all quite young, the kids we were dealing with. So, and they're young moms who are like their babies themselves, right? So, and what they do there is incredible. I don't know if you've ever been there or had a tour. You can go in and get a tour of the place, but it's amazing what they do there to get their grade 12 educations and get taught how to look after the children. They have a doctor on staff. They have a dentist on staff that gives them all free work for them and their children too. So it's great.
Teach them how to become mothers and to learn the basics.
So going into the UVale Center, what did you see and what did you think needed to be changed?
Well, they took us. They have a room. They choose what they want, and they wanted a kickback room, a lounge area. So the room we're doing is actually an old classroom. So it's, I mean, you can imagine it's just there's nothing.
Is it a large space then?
It's not overly large, but it's doable. It's workable. So they said they wanted somewhere where the girls could come between classes and so on without the kids. This is their own space. With the TVs and couches and they want coffee and all that. Just a really nice spot just for them. So, but it was surprising when I first went in because it was a classroom. I didn't expect it to be a classroom.
I can imagine.
Well, are you ladies looking for more sponsors?
We're always looking for
Lisa, right away. Always. Why, have you got something?
The hardest thing is just the more that people know what's going on each year here in Ottawa, that it is happening every year, that the next year will be easier. So we do find that each year is a little bit easier. This year it was last minute, eh?
There was a lot of last minute. Now there is a few sponsors that donate every year that have become kind of reliable. So we always hit them up first. But
and my husband does he's a contractor, so he does all the construction, which he does for free. So every year.
And I think we have two after pictures of the Foster family farm. We we couldn't get the before pictures, unfortunately, but you were saying it was a pretty dramatic change from what it was before. So do we not have them? Do we have the picture? Oh, we do. Okay. So let's bring those up, and maybe you can just explain quickly what had to be done in this particular space, Sonia.
Well, that's part of was the actual room that they did the homework in.
Okay.
There was nothing in there but a piano and a sofa.
Right.
Most of the kids all sat on the floor. So there's usually about 30 kids at a time who would be sitting on the floor trying to get their homework done. It also led into a kitchen area, which we closed off completely to make a lot. That's where the TV is on this side.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they had like no storage, so
None.
that was all.
It's so beautiful
great.
and bright, and
bright
those colors you brought in
And you
too.
create so many solutions to a lot of the problems that they have, you know,
That's right.
that are just practical solutions. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. The reveal is on February 22nd,
That's
and
right.
we can't wait to hear about, you know, what their reaction is, and to really hear about who you guys are choosing for the next year as well. Congratulations
Thank
again
you.
on this
Thank you
wonderful
for all your
initiative.
work.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Oh,
You're welcome.
All right.